on, guys? Diggs Report here, back to you with my Week 2 picks. Now, Week 1 brought us a lot of excitement. So what does Week 2 have in store for us? Well, only one way to find out. Let's make these picks. Alright, we have a divisional matchup Thursday night. It's going to be the Giants versus Washington. Both these teams ended up losing Week 1. Washington lost a close one to the Chargers, while the Giants, they got blown away by the Denver Broncos. I'm going to go Washington on this one. The front four is going to make life a living hell for Daniel Jones, and Daniel Jones struggled against the Broncos. He's got to play better if the Giants want a chance, and I'm going to go with Washington, even though they just lost Ryan Fitzpatrick. New England's taking on the New York Jets. Both these teams suffered a loss Week 1. New England suffered a loss against Miami after Damian Harris fumbled late in the game, while the Jets lost their former starter, Sam Darnold. I'm going to go with New England on this one. Even though they lost, Mac Jones played amazing in his first ever start in the NFL, and I think that this Patriot team is better than this Jets team right now. Denver taking on Jacksonville. Denver played very, very well against the Giants. Teddy Bridgewater had an amazing game, while the Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence did have some nice moments against the Texans. However, he still threw 3 interceptions. I'm going to go with Denver on this one. Buffalo taking on Miami. As I mentioned, Miami was able to beat New England Week 1 on the road, while Buffalo suffered a loss at home to the Pittsburgh Steelers after getting off to a 10-0 lead. I'm going to go with Buffalo on this one. I think they're going to be able to rebound against Miami and Tua, who still made some questionable decisions during that game against the Patriots. I think Buffalo's defense will be able to take advantage of that. San Francisco taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia absolutely annihilated the Atlanta Falcons. Jalen Hurts played an amazing game, while the 49ers able to win against the Detroit Lions. However, they let the Lions get back into the game late. I'm going to go with the 49ers in this game. However, it really wouldn't surprise me if Philadelphia ends up pulling it off. Rams taking on the Colts. Colts suffered a loss against the Seahawks, while the Rams absolutely destroyed the Chicago Bears. I'm going with the Rams on this one. Matthew Stafford in her first start with the Rams played absolutely amazing. No shock there. Raiders taking on the Steelers. Steelers able to come back from a 10-0 deficit against Buffalo, pull off the win on the road, while the Raiders pulled off the Monday night win against the Baltimore Ravens, where they had to come back 3 times in that game. I'm going to go with the Steelers on this one because they're playing at home, and that defense is still one of the best in the league. Cincinnati taking on Chicago. Cincinnati able to squeeze out a win against the Vikings in overtime. Meanwhile, Chicago, I mentioned, got annihilated by the Rams. I'm going to go with Chicago on this one. I think with Khalil Mack in that defense, they're going to be able to get some pressure on Joe Burrow. And with Chicago, the sooner Justin Fields is going to get on the field, I think the better they're going to play on offense. Houston taking on Cleveland. Houston shocked everybody by completely destroying the Jacksonville Jaguars. While Cleveland, they had a lead against the Chiefs. However, the Chiefs being the Chiefs, they were able to come back. I'm going to go with Cleveland on this one. They're playing at home, and I just do not see Houston being able to keep up with Baker Mayfield in that offense. Minnesota taking on the Cardinals. Minnesota came back against the Bengals, but they lost in overtime, while Arizona absolutely destroyed the Tennessee Titans in Week 1. I'm going to go with Arizona and Kyler Murray. Atlanta taking on Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay played a close one against Dallas, able to pull it off in the end. Atlanta only managed to get 6 points against the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm going to go with Tampa Bay on this one. They are still the team to beat in the NFL. Tennessee taking on Seattle. Tennessee lost Week 1 to the Arizona Cardinals, while Seattle able to pull off a win against the Indianapolis Colts. I'm going with Seattle on this one. Seattle, it's a tough place to play, and I just see Russell Wilson and the offense having their way with the Titans in their defense. Dallas taking on the Chargers. Dallas played amazing Week 1, but just could not pull off the victory against the Bucs. They left too much time on the clock, while the Chargers, they were able to squeeze out a tight win against Washington. I'm actually going to go Dallas on this one. I think Dak Prescott makes a play late in the game that gets Dallas the victory. Chiefs taking on the Ravens in Baltimore. For the Ravens, they blew 2 fourth-quarter leads against the Raiders on Monday night. Offensive line did not look good, and they just lost another starter. Tyree Phelps was placed on IR. Defense, like I said, blew 2 fourth-quarter leads, and Derek Carr threw for over 400 yards against them. For the Chiefs, they're still the team to beat in the AFC. They just did what the Chiefs always do. They came back against the Browns, able to pull off that win. I got to go KC on this one. And our Monday night game is a divisional matchup between Detroit and Green Bay. Green Bay lost 38-3 to the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, Detroit were able to come back at the end, but it was just too little too late, not able to complete the comeback. I'm going to go Green Bay on this one. They're playing at home, plus they're going to be angry after the performance that they had. Alright guys, those were my picks for week 2, and I will see you next time.